Greetings YouTube. There seems to be some confusion regarding what to do with these files that 94 of you have downloaded. I hope that not all 94 of you have had an issue, but if you have, here you go. Beginning with download, you simply click the button and, well, you know what to do after that. And once you've got it downloaded, what I like to do is I like to open up my slicer, which is Bamboo Studio, and we can just go ahead and create new project. Okay, here's our build plate, and first thing you do is you select your filament. Right, actually scratch that. The first thing you do is you select your nozzle. You should have 0.4 by default. Most of you are going to be printing with this 0.4 nozzle, and then you go and you select your filament, and you're probably going to have to add your filament. So I'm using, in this example, PLA Aero, which is fine. You might make a custom one called lightweight PLA or whatever you want to do, or if you're using polypropylene carbon fiber like I did, then you can do that. But we're going to go over in this video lightweight filament, how it works, lightweight active foaming filament, which is not to be confused with lightweight filament sold on Amazon, which does not foam up with temperature. So assuming that you've purchased the correct filament, which is lightweight active foaming filament by Color Fab, Sane Smart, eSun, and a few other distributors, then we can this information will be accurate. And assuming you're using Bamboo Studio, this information will be accurate to get a good part. So for my flow ratio, which is basically determining how much stuff comes out of the nozzle as the nozzle's moving around, I've got that at 0.5. I've had it down as low as 0.38, and I've gotten a good part. I've had it as high as 0.7, and I've gotten a good part. That's up to you how light you want your model to be. For my nozzle temperature, it's all the way up there at 265 degrees, and your opinion may vary as far as what temperature is best, what flow ratio is best, how fast to print the part. I've adjusted this down here, max volumetric speed at 18 millimeters a second, and over here under the cooling, I've adjusted this right here, max fan speed threshold, and that affects something related to the fan. I can't tell you what, but the most important part here is the layer time, and that's down to 3 seconds. And what that enables is vase mode, at least, to complete a layer within 3 seconds, leading to much quicker prints. I've had this as low as 1 second, and that makes a super fast print, but 3 seconds has been most reliable, especially if I'm printing something for the first time. So we can get on to those vase mode parts I'm talking about, with the assumption that you know how to print a infill part. So here's Elevon, for example, and my A1 Mini may or may not be as tuned as your printer, but for me it's difficult to print a part that's tall and skinny like this, so I make use of this cut feature right here, perform cut, and then we can click on the build plate and arrange, and that just made it so, along with this setting right here, print sequence by object, we made it so the printer will print this part, and then after it's completely done printing this part, it's going to print this part right here. And so we can see that in action. By going to preview, and then this slider on the right hand side, you move it up and down, and it'll show you what happens with the individual layers. You see? Okay, and you also see here under the Others tab we've got this spiral vase, and also along with spiral vase, which causes this action to occur, the nozzle just goes around and around and around and around. We've also got a outer brim under bed adhesion, and that's just going to help your part stay put. So you can go with a brim, without a brim. And also on this part we've got a bottom layer. You don't have to have a bottom layer depending on what you're working with. Most of my parts have a bottom layer even if they don't need them, because I don't change it. But if you do want to change it, you go over here, bottom shell layers, and now you got no bottom layer. Okay, and that'll make it so you can stick stuff right through the bottom of it. There you go. So that's that part. In vase mode, or Bamboo Studio's version of vase mode, spiralize. We've also got this setting, smooth spiral. I don't know what it does. I don't really see too many changes. And we can print something else. And if you want to do that, you can delete all parts, or you can add plate. Kind of keep track of what you're doing. If you just add a plate, you can see what you printed already. So here's a infill part. This is the back of the fuselage, not that a flying wing really has a fuselage. And we'll go over here and we can print this with any of these default infills. So let's go with that, and you'll get a reasonable weight. If you want to experiment and go lighter, then you can adjust settings under quality, your strength, or your filament settings. And so here's the example of an infill print right here. You can see that's a gyroid infill, and it's got two walls. So you can also add or reduce weight by going here to strength. You see wall loops right here. If you want a lighter one, go down to one wall loop. Or if you want to get even lighter than that, which is listed at 4.08 grams right there, you can go over here to quality. I've also heard changing this to Arachne can sometimes help print quality. Excuse my voice crack, I think I might be coming down with COVID or something. Let's see. So if you want to go lighter, you can go with honeycomb, 8% or 10%, whatever you want to do. I don't know. You're the expert, not me. Okay.